So we've talked about Microsoft. Microsoft has their press conference on Sunday at about 3 Eastern or 5 Eastern. I don't even remember. But I do know 5. But I do know that Bethesda, which we're talking about right now, has theirs at midnight.
Originally, it was going to be at 10,
which is still pretty late for a show.
Well, but we're on the East Coast,
which is even later.
But no. Bethesda is going to wait till midnight to tell us all this stuff they got to talk about. Now, Bethesda started 2 years ago doing their own press conferences, and they've actually been pretty solid in terms of content. So we've been really impressed with what they've got to offer. And this time they're doing Bethesdaland.
Bethesdaland!
That's their theme, and there's a whole picture, if you look it up online, it shows off all the different lands, and like Doom is one of them.
And two of them
are under construction, which means surprises. We have a list of what we think is going to be there. Let's take a look at that, shall we?
So the first thing is Elder Scrolls Online. So
I'm not a fan of online games mostly.
Yeah, but
this is Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, they have that update for One Tamriel, what it was called. That was last year. I think they're still going to push for online expansions. It's too early for another Elder Scrolls game, period, right? I think the development team has been too busy working on other projects to work on that one explicitly. If they are, it's going to be a teaser only. But
Skyrim was the last.
Skyrim was the last one, but they're also remastering it for the Switch, which they won't discuss at their press conference. Well, they might, but they're not going to be like...
They could start that with that, and then go right into a new... Elder Scrolls.
Like,
that would
be
something.
Switch is getting the old game, but forget that. Here's a new one. No.
Either way, so we're probably gonna see more online DLC for their Elder Scrolls Online, or maybe a new Elder Scrolls. We can all hope, can't we?
Yeah. And also speaking of expansions of concept of games that have been released, we got Fallout VR potentially coming.
Yes, they announced that last year, and we haven't heard a bleep about it.
Yeah, they had a thing called a concept called Bethesda VR, I believe it was called, where they would say that we're going to make big VR projects and we're going to mold our games into VR, which probably leans to the fact they're probably going to release more VR projects, or at least DLC, to be able to go VR.
And with our discussions with PlayStation VR getting better, and with the Scorpio, with our theory that it's going to go VR heavy, Bethesda could be like, yes, VR everywhere. And Fallout VR, that was like Fallout 4 being remastered for VR.
Yeah, that was, I believe, the discussion was that they were going to make Fallout 4 in entirety VR, which is probably going to make it the biggest game in VR. Resident Evil 7 was pretty big, but not Fallout 4 big. Though
it could be Fallout 4 remastered, and it would have a VR mode, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little interesting to see how they can try and maneuver people, because players can't really move forward in VR.
They'll figure something out.
Yeah, they'll find something. They'll showcase it probably, because that's a big thing for them. It's Fallout. Oh yeah, they might have some update for the Fallout mobile game, because that's a big thing.
It is a big thing for them. Another big thing that they keep pushing is Quake Champions.
Well, they didn't keep on pushing it, but they
definitely... I see a lot of it.
Yeah, Quake Champions was announced last year with this teaser trailer, and now it's moved along about a year, so it's probably going to have a full demo showcase, or at least another major trailer.
It's about it. Yeah, it's a hero shooter.
Yeah,
and that's what was confusing to us. We were watching it. We don't know much about Quake,
but I don't remember there being many remote characters.
Yeah, Quake characters are put together. You're just playing a character running gun. But here it seems like that's so and so. That's so and so. You're like, oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so they're probably going to have some sort of open beta if they haven't already. That's probably going to, or some beta that'll be announced for coming down the line.
New character
announcement would be a great way to kind of get people interested in the trailer they're showing. Probably going to be announced, if it's not already, to be released for consoles. But yeah, Quake Champions is
what we expected.
What we kind of expect. That's what we expect from id. But I don't think we're done with id. I think id is not done with Quake Champions. I think they also are going to come forward with their next project, which is Wolfenstein, the new Colossus.
This was not, I don't say leaked, but I say teased. I say teased. At the very beginning of Bethesda's last conference,
they announced Quake
Champions, they had this DOS screen, and they said all these different games,
including Commander Keen.
Make a new Commander Keen, Bethesda.
Take Commander Keen and put him in the Doom universe.
There you go.
He was already in Doom.
Hey, let's do it. But what we're saying is that on that screen, it shows all these different games and then release dates on the side or something like that. Yeah. And one of them said the new Colossus, and then the NA. Or
it was like some 2 asterisks.
Asterisks. And effectively, we believe that is the new Wolfenstein game, because we haven't seen a new Wolfenstein in some time.
Yeah.
And that would be a nice little tease, like, hey, if you're paying attention, we talked about this already.
Well, each of the IPs were actually separated. So you saw Wolfenstein goes on the list, and then it says the new Colossus, then it goes to the next IP.
So
clearly, that's what we're expecting to see.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there was also a voice actress who said that she had done voice acting for it, for some big game.
For Wolfenstein. So, she's doing voice acting again, which means sequel.
Yep. Big sequel. Hopefully, we get some announcement because it's one of the it was one of the games that's a franchise that seems to be missing from Bethesdaland, from what I saw.
Yeah.
And you know another one we were missing?
What?
The Evil Within.
The Evil Within 2. Yes, the first Evil Within was crazy dark, and a lot of people on YouTube played it. Very violent and very scary.
So Shinji Mikami's Tango Works has been quiet since the first game, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But there's been always rumors that maybe the game is moving to Unreal Engine to make it move better, or the not Unreal Engine. Why would they use that? They use that id Tech. They can use id Tech for Pete's sakes. And that game could be announced in the teaser trailer or something to come out next year. It's been a few years. It probably should. But even before we get to the new games, we should probably think about the currently released games, because there's all these other IPs that just came out. We got Dishonored 2 came out a couple years ago, or last year.
Yeah.
You still got Doom that's about a year plus old now, and you got Prey, which just came out.
Mm-hmm.
I think announcements of DLC or expansions of at least Dishonored 2.
Or Prey.
Or otherwise as expansions. And I mentioned VR enhancements would definitely be...
VR Prey. There you go.
So I think having those be announced kind of in between the big games.
I just remembered in Prey, the dagger, the whole...
No.
And I'm like, in VR, I'm like, I would lose my head in that VR.
So anyway, when you think about the hour long that they have to talk about this, they're going to probably pick 2 or 3 games to be like the big games.
So what do you think the big game is going to be?
I think Wolfenstein, the new Colossus, and Quake Champions.
You got it. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I think between those 2 games, the Evil Within 2 would fit there, or a new IP, Starfield.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Starfield is a rumored IP that's been in development, supposedly kind of a spacefaring version of the Elder Scrolls games. So imagine Skyrim, but you're in a planet.
Yeah.
You can jump to different planets.
And that would make sense given how the image shows us one area, the image of the Bethesdaland shows us one area with a lot of stars and colorations.
Yeah, so
that could be what they're working on instead of the next Elder Scrolls game. They could be working on expansions to the Elder Scrolls online services, and then having this game being their open-ended experience.
And so this game, they could probably announce it, as they definitely will announce it at the end. They'll be like, it's a brand new IP, we're going to leave you with this trailer, showcase the game, and it's going to show you maybe like 3 minutes of gameplay, be like, this is the game, and it's going to say coming 2018. And that'll be the end of it. But anyway, that's Bethesda. I think that Bethesda has a chance to really kind of rile up people. I'm surprised, because I was first concerned with Bethesda in the first time they did it, because they only had a couple games, but they really showcased some of their games.
And they really show a diversity in their library of games.
Yeah, nothing like children level.
But they have space, they have medieval, they have magic.
Yeah, the genre, the locations and genres of the themes are definitely all there. And it's nice to see them try and find different ways, different niches in the storytelling world, and keep it open, keep first person, third person, however you want to do it, all combined.
All we need is a puzzle platformer.
Puzzle platformer! Commander Keen! Come on, we can bring it back! Come on, Ed. I know you got it. And they have it within you.
Or no, they have the evil within.
Oh, they have the evil within. Maybe they have the good within. The 2 can fight.
Anyways, so let's move on. We're going to move on to the next video where we talk about Ubisoft.
Yeah.
They are Monday at 3?
Yeah, Monday at 3. No, actually, or 3 or 5 or 6. Time.
They're on Monday, though.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Devolver, but there's that one. They're going to talk about something, I guess, and then there's the PC gaming show, which also takes place on Monday. But we're going to move on to Ubisoft.
There's so much to talk about. Let's talk about Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.